River, show me the way. Show me the river, show me the way. Here I am. There you are, with my lovely hat on. And I'm keeping warm because I don't like to give the gas man, the electricity man, some money. And I don't like giving them any unnecessary money whatsoever. So I like to keep my heating off in the winter. Because that's how we should do things in this world. And what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to give you all, because I'm nice, just nice like this. I'm going to give you all some reasons, at least 27 reasons, as to why you should be only proud to own your shit in family court. Because you should always be proud to own your shit in family court. In fact, don't just leave it to family court. Own your shit everywhere. Just own it. Because when you get used to owning your shit, it's actually the best feeling in the world. And I'm going to give you at least 27 reasons, or it's going to be 30, but it's going to be at least 27. At least 27 reasons. The first reason, right, is going to be because it demonstrates responsibility. And when you're demonstrating responsibility, it acknowledges your actions and shows willingness to take a personal responsibility, which the courts view positively. Believe it or not, the courts view it positively. Now, people might say, "Oh, we're going to get in trouble. No, the courts view you owning your shit. It means you're demonstrating responsibility. Acknowledging your actions shows willingness to take personal responsibility, and the courts view it beautifully, right? Then it also builds credibility. Owning your shit helps build your credibility in court, because you're going to have one side of the party, literally one side of the family, one side of the corner will be not owning your shit. It's going to be all your fault. Everything's going to be your fault. But if you own your shit, you take your argument away. And the reason I say this is because I've had a case today in court, and I would like to shout out to the person in court today who really owned his shit from the very beginning, and he's gone through the fucking hassle, he's gone through the stuff, he's jumped through the hoops of fire, he's jumped through them all, and he's literally got to the other side, and he now will have a shared care order with progression, and that's what he's got, a shared care order. And that is beautiful, because he's owned his shit. Literally, the beautiful thing is owning your shit, and he's reaping the benefits of that now. Well, he will be next year, at least anyway. Because owning your shit is like a breath of fresh air. It doesn't smell as bad, but it smells fresh, and it makes you feel good. Owning your shit is the most beautiful feeling in the world, especially when you get used to it. But also, not only that, it reduces conflict. Now, you're taking the argument away from people. If I'm saying you're a bad person, you say, I am, and I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to be a bad person, it was unintended consequences. It reduces conflict. They can't argue with you, right? It de-escalates the conflict. It then with the other party, it leads them to be more amicable. It leads to more amicable discussions, and potentially easier to negotiate agreements. It shows a certain level of maturity as well. Ultimately, when you are demonstrating maturity, you can influence the court's view on your ability to put your children's needs before your own. Owning your shit is huge. This is point number 4 for those who's joining us. Point number 4. Owning your shit is huge. It's a massive, massive thing, and it's a massive step in the blueprint of family court success, as owned by, well, I don't own anything right now in terms of the trademark for that, but I'm gonna fucking own the trademark for that, because that's what I'm gonna do. Number 5, it facilitates honest communication, transparency. It encourages dialogue that can lead to finding common ground more easily, because you're taking the argument away. Number 6, it improves cooperation. When parties own their shit, it's more easy to cooperate, which is essential for co-parenting agreements. Now, I'm not being funny. Guy in court today, my person in court today, he owned his shit to a different level for the last, I've been working for about 3 years now, and he'd spent a long time denying his shit, and that got him nowhere. Owned his shit, and what did he get? He's getting a shared care order that's progressive, that's moving into 50-50 by August next year. And that's court-ordered. It enhances the court's trust, so judges are more likely to trust and side with someone who admits their faults and has a clear plan to address them. Saying it how it is, folks, just saying it how it is, right? Just saying it how it is. Once you own your shit, it encourages forgiveness. Absolutely encourages forgiveness, because you're behaving responsibly and can prompt forgiveness from the other party, leading to better negotiations and outcomes. Don't take my word for it. Take the word for it from those people who are doing it. And now I've got literally thousands, hundreds of them doing it. Modeling behavior, owning your actions, owning your shit, models positive behavior for your children, which courts find favorable. You're owning your shit, you're teaching your children to be honest, you're teaching your children to be owning their shit too. And also what it does do, if you've got a decent judge and you've got a judge that's not dodgy, because you do get dodgy judges, don't get me wrong, you do get dodgy judges, but it avoids perjury. Some judges don't mind people committing perjury, don't get me wrong. If they've got an agenda against you, and it happens, it doesn't matter what the other side do, because they've got an agenda against you, they can do what the fuck they want. And literally, it avoids perjury. Being honest and admitting faults, you avoid the risk of perjury, which would seriously damage your case. Now, number 11, it mitigates damage. Admitting wrongdoing quickly can lessen the damage, showing the court that you're proactive in making amends. No one's perfect. Everyone's shit stinks, believe it or not. When you sit on the toilet and you do the number 2, it smells. No one's any different. There's not one person in this world that's different. Own your shit. It reveals willingness to learn. When you own your shit, you're leaving yourself open to saying, yeah, I made a mistake. I want to learn how to be different. It indicates a willingness to learn from mistakes and reflects positively on your character. Trust me, it works. I'm telling you, I've done it myself. I've helped others do it. It's not easy. It goes against your whole human nature. It goes against everything that you think about. It goes against it. But it promotes healing. Number 13, it promotes healing. It can be a healing process for all involved, including you, allowing the family to move forward in a more positive fashion. But it also allows you to develop and grow and be a better parent. Number 14, supports better assessments. So it allows the court to make a more accurate assessment of the family dynamics. When you're owning your shit, because it stinks, then it supports and it helps the court make a clearer assessment of you. Number 15, I think now, it's interpreted as a sign of respect. Owning your shit can take a huge responsibility off yourself. It lifts it off your shoulders, right? It's a sign of respect to the court as well. And it's a role that in resolving family disputes. Yeah, because owning your shit, you're taking the argument away. Number 16, it eases the workload of the court. The courts are overrun right now. The courts are extremely busy. If you own your shit, it reduces time. It reduces your ability to go through finding facts hearings. It reduces unnecessary disputes over facts. And the court can focus on resolving the issues at hand, i.e. making sure you've got a relationship with your child, making sure that you're seeing your child, whether it be in a contact centre or whether it be to start with, because if you own your shit and it's really bad, you might end up in a contact centre. Just because you're owning your shit, that doesn't mean, let's just be clear, just because you're owning your shit, right, that does not mean they're going to give you a chocolate biscuit and it's going to say it's all okay, because that's not going to happen. If you've done some bad stuff, and we're all human, we're all making mistakes, we're human, that's life. It doesn't mean they're going to say, oh, go get your kids, see you later, we've done it. That's not going to happen. You may have to do a course, you will have to jump through hoops of fire. And my guy will tell you today, he was in court, he has had to jump through many hoops of fire, but he's doing it for his kid. And that's what he's done. He ticks all the boxes, goes back into court, and he gets himself a brilliant outcome. It leads to fairer outcomes. Now that's one thing you need to remember. And it prepares you for mediation. Why you want to go back to mediation, I don't know. But owning your shit is a good precursor for a successful mediation, often preferred by courts over lengthy trials. Again, you're respecting the court, you're owning your shit, you're taking the argument away. Because don't forget, if you own your shit and you accept that when you sit on the toilet, your shit stinks, ultimately, the other person's shit stinks too. But whether they accept it or not, they don't. But that means they're going to be less credible. And then when they're less credible, you're telling the truth, your truth will stand up much more vigorously. It encourages settlements. When parties are accountable, it literally takes away the argument, but it generally encourages them to settle, which is viewed favourably by the judges. Number 20. It sets positive precedent. If your case sets that precedent, having owned your shit can lead to a more favourable legal precedent for similar cases. And that's what we're doing. I'm going to change, single-handedly, how you lot go through family court, because you lot are doing it wrong. The far right are telling you to do it wrong. Don't go in there, blame her, blame him, blah, blah, blah. This is totally do the same. You go in there, you own your shit, right? This is basics, blueprint success, the blueprint of family court mastery, blueprint of success. Own your shit. This is what we're talking about right now. It opens, this is 21, opens pathways to support. When you're owning your shit, it demonstrates self-awareness and can lead to the court directing support, such as counselling, or which may improve the family dynamics. Because it makes it easier for someone to say, it makes it easier for them to blame you. Fucking hell, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It was unintentional. Own your shit, take the argument away. Number 22, I've got 22. Reduces legal costs. So why the levels would you be paying for a solicitor anyway? I don't know. But it reduces your legal costs. Taking responsibility often streamlines court processes. So potentially reducing the duration of the costs of litigation. You don't need a solicitor, people. You do not need a solicitor. Don't forget that. You do not need a solicitor. You just need yourself a decent Mackenzie friend that's going to teach you how to own your shit. Right? That's what you need to do. Or the blueprint that I've got. The blueprint. Own your shit, be humble, show sacrifice, offer compromise, prepare to be pragmatic, remain child-focused. 23, fosters personal growth. Now, this is one thing that's really important to me. Personal growth. It can serve as a growth opportunity, showing the court that you're committed to personal improvement. They love that shit. They love it. You show personal improvement and personal growth. They see you from being owning your shit or being bad to owning your shit and being nice. They love it. But you can't just go into court and say, let me just say this. Let me just say that. You can't just go into court and own your shit and expect it's all going to be okay. Repeat this. You cannot just go into court and expect them give you a pat on the back. Well done. You've been good. You've owned your shit. Now let's carry on. It doesn't work that way. They will literally, if you have to do something, if you have to go to get support in terms of case courses or anything like that, that will help you. It improves negotiations. What is it, 24 now, Ron? Improves negotiation leverage. When you acknowledge your mistakes, it can give you the moral high ground and improve your leverage in negotiations. It can also, number 25, can shorten your litigation. Honest admissions can lead to expedited judgments, avoiding prolonged litigation. Again, you're going to get contact with your kids sooner. Owning your shit makes it a lot easier to get contact with your kids sooner. You're taking away the argument. You're taking away the need for finding a facts hearing. You're taking away the time it takes to get to finding a facts hearing. Now, 26 we're at. Invites leniency. Judges may be more inclined to show leniency when they see a genuine remorse and accountability. Now, this is really important. This is really, really important. You just can't go into court and say, oh, I'm owning my shit. You've got to own your shit and be fucking humble and be sorry and understand the impact that that's had on your children and the impact that it's had on your ex-partner. Even though your ex-partner is probably just as much to blame as what you are. They're not going to own their shit. They're probably supported by a solicitor. And that solicitor doesn't want them to own their shit. They want to blame everything on you. But watch what happens when you own your shit. It takes away the argument. They are not credible because it takes, ultimately, at the end of the day, relationships break down due to a breakdown of communication. That's the long and short of it. So relationships break down due to a breakdown of communication. Normally what happens, in my experience, what happens is people are looking for love in the wrong places. One person won't tell the other person they don't want to be in a relationship anymore. So the other person is saying, fighting for that relationship and trying to hang on to that relationship, but the other person doesn't want that. Everything you do then gets turned into coercive controlling behaviour. Then gets turned into being wrong and being bad because that's how it's interpreted. Because they don't want to be with you, but they've not told you, which is it's abusive in itself. It's abusive in itself, but they're not going to admit that. They're not going to admit that at all. 27, 28, I think I'm at. 27. Supports children's adjustments. So when parents model accountability, it can positively affect the children's ability to adjust to a new family arrangement. Makes sense? Because they are able to say, oh, he's being honest. It's easier for parties to agree, and the other person say, he is a dick. And the dean say, I'm a real big dick. I'm not really a big dick. Well, I'm not being rude when I say that. I'm just saying, I would not be able to own my shit now. And this is something I'm really, really grateful to my ex-wife for. Really grateful. Because I would not be able to own my shit now if it wasn't for her. I would not be on this trajectory of owning one's shit if it wasn't for her. Because she went to a level in family court that I was like, whoa, she's gone there. Like literally, she went there and I was like, fuck. I had to go all in. And I went all in and I owned my shit big time. And when I didn't mean to own my shit, I threw myself under the bus. But then I noticed the air of the room lift around me. And I was like, oh, they're being a little bit more pleasant to me. Why is that? It's because I owned my shit. Right, 28. It enhances parenting plans. Because truly knowing and owning your shit and knowing your limitations can lead to a creation of more effective and practical parenting plans. 29. It courts favour in discretion. Now, what I mean by that is judges have discretion in family law. Showing honesty can sway their decisions in your favour when the law is open to interpretation. Think about it now, folks. Think about it. We made it to number 30. We made it to 30. Can we go beyond 30? I don't know. I don't know if we can. Reflection of therapy effectiveness. If you're in therapy, owning your issues can be a tangible sign that it's effective, which the courts are going to want to see. They want to see that they've gone and got into therapy, you've gone and done some sort of training or courses, and they want to see that it's positively impacted you, and it's had a positive impact on you, which means you're going to have a positive impact on your children. That's the long and short of that bit. Because if you own your shit, you're teaching your children how to own their shit too, and then it's easier for you to apologise to them. I don't think I've got anything more than 30, have I? Oh, someone's just emailed me saying he wanted to buy something off him, and I said no. I said no. So that's it. Owning your shit. So we managed to do that, and I'm still in the time. I've got a 9:30 thing to do in a minute, and that's it. So I would like to say well done to the person owning his shit so far today in his process. And someone's calling me now that he knows I can't answer the call right now, and I'm going to go because it's 9:30, and that's what I have to do. I've got this thing lined up. I love you. Long time. Peace and love. Lila's glove. Own your shit. It's part one. It's the most important one. It's not the most important one. The main child focus is the most important one. I'm taking child focus to another level. That's at the end. But don't forget, it's a blueprint. It's the Family Court Mastery Blueprint, as thought of by me. Own your shit. Be humble. Show sacrifice. Offer compromise. Prepare to be pragmatic. And remain child focused. And when you go child focused and you're doing all that stuff, you do them 5 things there, it leads into taking child focus to another level. And if you're at home and it's cold, don't turn your heating on. You don't need your heating. Don't give the gas man or the electricity people extra money. Just wrap up warmer. Put some scarves on, some gloves on. You'll be fine. Be absolutely fine. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.